So once we've done our keyword research, niche research, city research, we're going to go into and do some competition analysis. Okay. Um, if you want to make our first quick $500 a month, especially if it's a first website, we don't want to make it, we don't want to get into a competitive niche like personal injury lawyer in San Diego or Los Angeles. We want to get into a simpler niche. In our case, we saw that Akron, Ohio was a city we took as an example. I think it had less than 200,000 population, tree service, 140 searches a month. CPCs, if you were to purchase AdWords per click, you will be paying an average of $5 per click. And so we wanted to go after this. But before we do that, we wanted to see, how easy or difficult is the competition, right? To outrank these guys and get to the top here and here. So I use a couple of free tools. One of the tools that I use is it's called Related Keywords. This is a Google plugin. You can just go and get it from, I mean, it's a Chrome plugin. But basically, it'll show the volume right there as soon as you search in the query. And that gives you some related keywords and keyword volume, which is a lot easier than going back and forth between in a Google AdWords, or you could go to Uber Suggest. I think it's now neilpatel.com Uber Suggest, and then you could put the same tree service Akron, Ohio, and search. And this website will give you, the searches here, 140 searches a month. SEO difficulty, don't go by this. It's not accurate. Paid difficulty, it's not accurate. But it's good to get a search volume, right? And I think it also gives you like related keywords also, but it's not really related. I mean, I don't see how dollar store is related to tree service, but I use it mainly for um, keyword search volume. It has been updated now to show some other information like the SEO title tag, the website title tag, the URL, the root domain, how many visits. I'm not sure what this is, how Yelp is getting 22 visits. But they upgraded this tool. So this is also a tool you can use. I just download this related keywords. The other thing I use is the Moz bar from Moz. So you can just go to moz.com and sign up for free and get just log in and create a sign up for free. And then basically what it does is it will give you a Moz bar toolbar, which will show you the every website's DA and PA. DA stands for domain authority. PA stands for page authority. Let me log in and see if this updates. And so basically, we can just take a glance at the search results, um, basically, and see how the DA and the PA of each website. So once I refresh, there should be a toolbar, the Moz toolbar appearing below each website. Let me see what happens. There we go. Once you click it and you get it. And now lately this is being it's not giving, it's not showing up all the time. I sometimes have to refresh. I sometimes have to open a new link, but usually most of the time it does show it. So let me see here. If it still does not, okay, there we go. So it shows us 21. So you see the domain authority is a 21 for this website. The number one ranking website, HerculesTree.com, the domain authority is 21, page authority is 28. It has 683 backlinks. Again, don't go with the backlinks because this could be from one website. If the link is a footer link, and it's a big website, it just counts all the links. So don't go by it. Take it with a grain of salt. What we are doing right now is just taking just a look at the DA and the PA of these sites. Actually, to be more accurate, we are just concerned about the DA because domain authority is just in Google's eyes, it shows the domain, the authority, the strength of on the power of this website. So as an example, the DA of Yelp.com, the root domain, not the whole page, but the root domain is 94. Now that shouldn't throw you off or frighten you because I'll show you how it doesn't mean a lot when it comes to sites like Yelp.com or bigger sites. Basically, what we want to do is we want to take a look at the websites that are the local sites that are ranking in the root domain, the website itself, the home page, and see, okay, this is 21. Even this is not just the homepage ranking. This is a big website and they have pages for each city. So we're not too concerned about that. Home Advisor, again, the same thing, DA88, but it's got different city pages. And so the DA88, the 94, these are coming because these are such large websites. What we are looking for is the domain authority of the local websites, the local businesses, just the custom trim service website guy, the Hercules Tree website guy, the Tree Service Ohio, Akron, Ohio website guy, right? And what I find is these are all less than 20 or 21, and that's usually manageable, and usually we will be able to outrank these guys pretty easy. Okay, just as an example. Um, the other thing I also look for is I open a couple of these homepage websites, right, the local websites, and I look and see if how optimized they are. So as an example, I open this guy up. This is the title tag. This is the domain URL. Okay, and what I see is for our main keyword, tree service Akron, Ohio, these guys are not really optimized. They don't have the tree service Akron, Ohio in there. Okay, it says Hercules Tree Service, and then somewhere in the end it says, if you look at that, Akron, Ohio. So it's not truly optimized for our main keyword. This guy here, Custom Trim Service, the same thing. It just says Custom Tree Trim Service, Professional Arborist. Welcome to Custom Tree, Custom Trim. He's not his title tag at least is not optimized for tree service Akron, Ohio. We want to look at how optimized these local sites are with their domain name. Do they have a keyword in the domain name? In this case, they don't have the tree service Akron, Ohio, or at least tree service in the domain name. This guy doesn't have tree service. Do they have the keyword in the um, title tag? Not really. They have it, but it's not really optimized. And so what that shows me is if I put up a website and if I can go in and optimize the title tag, if I have a keyword in the domain, maybe, I'll show you what kind of a domain I would buy. And I do a couple of other things like H1 tags and things, I would be able to outrank these guys. Second thing I would see is, what kind of content do these guys have? Okay, now this guy's got pretty decent amount of content, not bad. Um, and so I would want to make sure I have more than that. How about this guy? He hardly has any content, so I want to make sure I have more than this guy. Just go and outdo these guys is basically what I'm looking at. Okay, how many pages does he have? One, two, let's see here, about 10, 15 pages. One of the ways you can look is you can just say site colon website. I'll show all the index pages. So in his case, he's got 10 pages indexed. In his case, um, he has 61 pages, so this is not bad. He's got some pages indexed. Okay, so we don't have to go and put more than 61 pages, obviously. But if we do a good enough number of pages, maybe 20 or so, and then have some enough links and optimize it, we'd be able to outrank these guys. Okay, so just want to throw that there. Yeah, the third thing I would look at when I do competition analysis is, are there any EMDs ranking on the page one? What is an EMD? EMD is an exact match domain. So if my main keyword is tree service Akron, Ohio, do I have a tree service akronohio.com? Is it taken? Is it ranking? Let's see. So here we have a tree service akronohio.net. So this probably is a lead gen site. It's ranking. And so and I can bet you there's a uh, tree service akronohio.com that's also taken. The domain is expired and we can buy it, but it won't be available in Namecheap if we go to. So Namecheap is a registrar or a site you can go and buy domain names. And so if I say tree service akronohio.com and see if that's available. Let's see what happens. .com is taken. You see that? .net was also taken. We saw that, but we got the other one. So two main EMDs, the .com and the .net, are taken. So I wouldn't even go into buying an EMD domain. In fact, most of the time I try to stay away from the EMD domain. EMDs are doing pretty good. At least at this point in time, Google is doing a good job ranking them. But I always want to future proof in case of anything. And so Google is also catching on to the fact that a lot of lead gen websites are putting, the EMD as a website, as a domain and ranking. And so I would go for something like a partial match domain, which would be probably something like Akron Tree Service Pros.com, right? So basically I have my main keyword Akron and tree service over there, but it's also got another word along with that, pros, right? Or you could do something like Akron Tree Company.com, right? It doesn't matter, and you don't have to have both the city and the niche keyword. You can also do something like tree removal company .com, though that's a common word and most of the time it might be taken, so it's taken, right? So I usually go for city, a variation of the niche, so tree service, and then another word to make it partial match, and .com, and usually it's available. And that helps because it's not an exact match domain. At the same time, it has my keyword also in the domain, so that's going to help. And that's something I would go and buy the domain name for my main money URL, right? My main money website, akrontreeservicepros.com. Usually, I'm in the tree service niche, and I see that sometimes Google does not want to have two EMDs ranking in the map pack. So I have another EMD that I did everything I could do. I probably can still do a lot more and rank it, I'm sure, but it wasn't worth it to get into the map pack because this guy here, treeservicewichita.com or wichita.treeservice.com, this EMD was dominating in the SERPs. Um, it's number one for the main keyword tree service Wichita, right? And so I could go and put a partial match domain and I could rank it, or I could do something. So I just stopped the other EMD because a couple of times I've seen it is very, very rare to see, wichita.treeservice.com and wichita.treeservice.net both ranking in the maps. It's almost like I said, as if Google does not want two EMDs ranking um, in the maps, right? And so I almost always go with the PMD, right? I do this, or sometimes I just do a brand. I do a brand like if I already have a client, I would, I actually, a couple of times I did that. I have a client, let's say his name is Brian. I would just say BrianTreeServicePros.com or even BrianTreeService.com, right? And that way, because I know I'm just going to rent the website to him. But most of the time, if you're starting out new, start with the city, niche, and maybe another word like a pros or a company or something .com. And that's what you would want to, do as far as getting a keyword in the domain and buying the domain.